What's up, everybody? It's Ib2 with the WHOA GNV Podcast. I've been with the company for 3 months now, kind of scheduling guests, kind of making sure everything's in line for when we record. So today we're going to be walking you through kind of the whole process of what exactly it takes to get from scouting out a guest all the way to recording on the day of. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so we can start with this week's upcoming podcast. We have, a couple really cool guests coming on Wednesday. So basically, to get these guys on, we usually send them an email telling them what we're about and what we're kind of bringing to them. We usually send them a few questions to answer beforehand, like things that we can't really research about them, like what's going on in your company that might, make people go, whoa. That maybe I can't even look up. Yeah, so the ideal guest is usually somebody either who has recently started the business and we can talk to them about all the hiccups along the way, or somebody who's been in like serial entrepreneurship or has been very successful in starting their business, and talking to them about how they got from, sleeping in their car and overnights into now like owning a business or 3 or 4 businesses with multi-millions every year. So we kind of talk to them about that journey, and what we really look for is diversity in businesses, because we can't have like 5 restaurants in a row or 3 donut shops and 2 coffee shops at once. We try to do maybe one's like a defense systems, one's a cafe, one's an art shop, one's like a bookstore or photography or dance, we just try to diversify as much as we can so it doesn't get boring to people, or maybe like somebody who's interested in the arts is listening and all they get is restaurants, so we try to look for every kind of entrepreneur and kind of show people, what each category has to go through to start a business in that field. I mean, if you're an entrepreneur, you should really be watching all these podcasts, because it's literally entrepreneurs talking about the things you're going to be going through as an entrepreneur. That's the biggest reason to watch, is because of these little nuggets of knowledge they've picked up along the way, whether it be through mistakes or successes. These are things that you don't have to go through yourself to learn that. You can just take it from them, which is pretty cool. All right, guys, well, that's about all I have as far as how to set up everything leading up to the day of recording for the podcast. Now we're just going to go ahead and send it over to the studio and see how things go on the day of.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the WHOA GNV Podcast. Today on the show, we have 2 leadership legends, Matthew Sauchik and Nathan Whitaker. Guys, welcome to our show. What up, vlog? Welcome to another episode of my vlog. The vlog. Right here, giving you a behind-the-scenes look at the WHOA GNV Podcast, something that I've become extremely passionate about. And we get here early. It's 7:30 right now, getting set up, getting ready to record. Matthew's already here.
So excited.
We're waiting on Nathan to get here. Ty's here. This is my co-host, my good friend, Instagram Best of Gainesville, right here, rocking it. And man, we're just getting ready, getting set up.
No, I am Matt Sauchik. I am a faculty member, a professor at University of Florida. Teach leadership classes to undergraduates, PhD students. Do a lot of consulting, go out, work with businesses, work with mostly emerging leaders, try to help them kind of develop over time. And I'll tell you more about the origin story.
And so Nathan, how about you, man? Give us the 30-second version of who you are.
So I've spent time in the NFL, and as a result of that, have seen some leaders. So I've been able to do some writing and some speaking since then. I primarily write books and am able, boy, it's early, to get on the road and speak on leadership and teamwork and the likes.
How important is audio to video?
Very important. I mean, if you don't know what they're saying, not everybody can read lips. You need to know what they're saying. And that's just the vocal part. You get into like movies and stuff, that music, that background sound is what gives you that anxious feeling or knows that it's an exciting moment or a depressing moment. That if that music's not there, the movie has no substance, I think. Sound is different from video in the sense that you got to take something from, you got to take the sound and bring it to here. So with the setup we have here, it's simply 4 microphones. So as long as you have some sort of 4-channel mixer like this here, you're able to plug in the microphone. So as you see, the microphones come in and you just plug them straight into here, right? That gets it to the board. Once it's on the board, you have to now take it from here and bring it to an outsource. For example, here we bring it out into the computer.
What's up, guys? I'm Collin's co-host here at the WHOA GNV Podcast. My name's Ty Ricarian. I run Best of Gainesville. You can find us at Best of Gainesville on Instagram, bestofgainesville@gmail.com. You can also find me on my Golf Academy's page, Baller Golf Academy, or my personal page, Ty Ricarian. And we're just trying to do great things in Gainesville here together. We just had an awesome podcast with Nathan Whitaker and Matt Sauchik. Until next time, keep watching WHOA, and also check out the Best of Gainesville weekly podcast where we give you the top 5 things to do each weekend. You can find it on iTunes, Best of Gainesville weekly mini pod. It's usually 6 minutes, and we'll see you next week.
Vlog, thank you so much for joining us on this behind the scenes action of the WHOA GNV podcast. See you later.